Hi guys, this is Miss Nguyen. This past summer, I went to Vietnam to visit family. I flew on EVA Airlines. I had to fly from Houston to Taiwan and then from Taiwan to Vietnam. I had to stay in Taiwan for 2 hours to wait for my next flight. Airplane food tasted delicious, actually. When they want you to go to sleep, they change the color of the lights in the plane. This is my breakfast. I forgot to mention that when I was waiting in Taiwan, I bought some bánh bao and milk tea. The plane to my next flight have just arrived. It was interesting to watch all the ground workers getting the plane ready to fly. My first stop in Vietnam was my aunt's house in Saigon. I love watching people going by in the streets because there are so many types of different transportation. My aunt is preparing food for me, and it brings back a lot of memories of my mom making food for me. I missed home-cooked food so much. My uncle also helped preparing food. He is rolling meat into the lá lợp, and we are going to grill it. I tried to help, but my rolling wasn't that good. We are now grilling the lá lợp, but the weather was so hot, so it was a difficult task. You'll be seeing a lot of pictures of food because the main reason why Miss Nguyen visit Vietnam is to eat all the delicious food. While I was in Vietnam, my aunt tried to make all my favorite food. Here you see one of my favorite food, which is cánh gà chiên nước mắm. Here's another one of my favorite dish is bún thịt nướng, cánh gà nướng muối ớt. Now I am on my way to my other aunt's house, which is in Vũng Tàu City, which is 3 hours away from Saigon. When I take road trips in Vietnam, I love to watch the traffic going by and the houses. It was interesting to see how people in Vietnam live differently from us in the United States.
Quậy nhất
Mua
rồi.
món đó, nó nói luôn là mua này sao tự.
Trời cái đẹp.
Múa xuồng là mua.
This is the alleyway to my aunt's house in Vũng Tàu City. We are on our way to Đà Lạt City in a big old van limousine. This is my favorite road trip in Vietnam, going from Vũng Tàu City to Đà Lạt City. It takes about 8 hours. I love watching the sceneries on this trip. The houses, the mountains, the scenery is just so beautiful. We stopped by to get some lunch. This is the view from my hotel. Isn't it beautiful? I love to go to Đà Lạt City because the weather is so cool and not hot like anywhere else in Vietnam. For tonight's dinner, we decided to go to a Western style restaurant where their specialty is steak. The place is beautiful, but the food was alright. Today we are going on a tour. We're gonna drive in a Jeep up to the mountains to be able to see the sceneries of the whole Đà Lạt city. The ride up to the mountain was so much fun because it was like riding in a roller coaster with all kinds of twists and turns. From the top, I can look down at Đà Lạt City. The scenery was awesome. I love it. You can see the mountains, you can see the rivers, you can see the lake, you can see the houses, buildings. For tonight's dinner, we decided to go to a restaurant that used a roof tile as a grilling plate. At this same restaurant, I got to try porcupine meat, and I was surprised because it actually tasted good. It tasted just like pork. Today we are going to a place where they make a replica of all the famous landmarks in Dalat City. I didn't really like this place because number one, it was crowded. Number two, it was so loud. Number three, people were pushing and shoving. Oh, and there was so many selfie sticks sticking out that I almost got hit a couple times. After that, we decided to go paddle on the duck boat. It was very tiring. It was like exercising over and over and over and over. For tonight's dinner, we decided to go to Fungi Chingu, which is a Korean restaurant where you grill your meat and you eat it at the table. This is one of my favorite restaurants in Vietnam. Their cheese fries is also good. Dalat streets at night remind me so much of Saigon. It was so much going on. There were so many people and cars. Everybody's just going in all kind of direction. Today for breakfast, we went to eat bún chả Hà Nội. Then we went for coffee, my favorite. This is me every day in Vietnam. My aunt is preparing food for us. She's making cá kho tàu and shrimp saute with trứng muối. My aunt is deveining the shrimps. Today's dinner consists of canh chua and rau muống xào tỏi. After dinner, we decided to go catch some wind and ride on the motorcycle through the seawall of Vũng Tàu. Right now, I'm on my way back to Saigon to stay at my first aunt's house, the first house that I was in when I first got to Vietnam. We stopped by to eat at Kiem Bat Dang, which is my mom's favorite ice cream store.
ở bên ở bên bảy nó nói cái gì mà nhớ cái gì mà bơm mực vô.
Today's breakfast is bún yò heo. For today's dinner, we went to an all-you-can-eat buffet. This is where you can also grill your own food at the table and eat. My favorite veggies, rau gang cua. Bún yò heo again. It's one of my favorite. More food pictures. Am I making you hungry yet? Or drooling? Are you drooling? Most of the food I ate in Vietnam are home cooked. Both of my aunts are great cooked. They cook some delicious food. Right here is the duck meat. She's making gỏi vịt. We went to eat ribs at an American restaurant. It was really delicious. For my final dinner in Vietnam, we went to a buffet, a Korean buffet. My aunt is preparing breakfast for us.
Vậy mà cũng còn thịt nữa là ăn thử. Mình ăn thử hết rồi. Giờ bỏ tủ lạnh.
My uncle is preparing lunch for us. This was my last day in Vietnam. After we had lunch, we got ready to go to the airport. My last full day in Vietnam, it was raining all day long, so I couldn't go anywhere or do anything.